Welcome back, Shalligators. Well, we are continuing our series on Love is Blind. We've been breaking down each one of the couples. You know, we talked about Kyle and Deepti. Who else? Who cares? Anyway, we're talking about today what to do when you see your ex and they've got someone new, because that might be a possibility for you. It might be an eventuality for you. I live in a small town. My exes are everywhere. One could be in my house right now. I wouldn't even know it. I mean, they walk among us. Did Mallory, who had been engaged to Sal and was jilted at the altar, play it right when she saw him at their little cabin get together with the whole crew, and he brings his incredibly obnoxious but apparently attractive new girlfriend to this thing? How did she play it? Did she play it right? What can you do to really stick it to your ex, whether or not you want them back, whether or not they dumped you, no matter how you feel about the new girlfriend, if you hate her, if you hate them both, if you're fine with, if you don't care, it doesn't matter. Actually, the advice is the same no matter what, which is why it works. We're going to get into that. But before we do, a few weeks ago, and I realized I wanted to make this a recurring series, and I just remembered as I started to film, I wanted to talk more about some political stuff that's going on and do a few little lively debates. Before we were talking about the microchip bill that passed. I know it was just a little bit of good news that hey, we're less reliant on China now. We're now creating our own microchips, which go in cell phones and weapons and cars. And so it's better for the environment and better for the economy. But I wanted to talk today about something that is all over social media. And it's one of those few issues I actually don't know how I feel about, which is student loan forgiveness. So Biden said he's canceling up to $20,000 in student loan debt. Let me just read it to you because I want to make sure I get it right. Okay, so if you had a Pell Grant and you earn under $125,000 a year, you can be eligible for 20 grand in debt relief. And other federal borrowers making under 125K can get up to 10,000 in loan forgiveness. And couples filing jointly earning less than 250,000 are also eligible for forgiveness. So the deal is what precipitated this? Since 1980, the cost of college has tripled. Pell Grants once covered nearly 80% of the cost of a 4-year college, but now it only covers a third. So people need to be taking out more loans. So you incur more debt going to school now than you did in the 80s or the 90s or the early 2000s. And I say this is something I don't know how I feel about because I was lucky enough that my family paid for my college. I came out of school with very little debt. But when I went to Cal Poly, so many people from my school went to USC. Oh, USC. And my mom's you can go to USC. You don't get a new car. You don't get a car at all. You can't be in a sorority. You can't study abroad. You have to work. You have to work all summer. And I was she's or you can go to Cal Poly and you can have all of those things. There's a lot of debate because on one hand, kids, I mean, they're legal children, are taking out these huge loans, huge tens, 20s, thousands of dollars, $100,000 in debt to go to college, with no guarantee that the economy and the job market is going to enable them to earn enough to pay that back. And Elon Musk pointed out, and I love Daddy Elon, he's an 18-year-old won't qualify for a $10,000 business loan. Oh no, they're not responsible enough, but they will qualify for 100 grand in student debt. This system seems fucked and a little predatory. He's not wrong. So do we have the obligation to kind of help people out of this seemingly endless debt hole? Now, on the counter side, the argument is, well, that money isn't just being erased. It's taxpayers, us, who are going to pay for it. Why should I pay for someone else's financial decision? There's a lot of back and forth. I agree with both sides and I see where both sides are coming from. Tell me, I'm curious. We're all very high level thinkers here. We can debate it out in the comments. I love it. So let's talk about salary. Sal and Mallory. Okay. So yeah, Sal and Mallory were engaged after the pods. Jarrett seemed to be her first choice and he was her, I don't know. I can't remember, who cares. But Mallory came across as a little sweet, but kind of flat. But then again, so did Sal. They were just two flatties. And so in that sense, I thought, oh, they're actually kind of cute together. They're kind of evenly matched. But she never seemed that into him. Like, like hot pants. Like there was always this like coolness from her and this detachment. And it's interesting in these after the altar episodes, she's like, it's hard for me to open up. It's hard for me to connect to people. And I'm not sure if she said this out loud or she just implied it. She's like, I think that's why our relationship imploded. Like, why Sal didn't want to marry me. I wasn't open enough. And it broke my heart because I'm an avoidant attacher. I can be very much the same way. Like, I open up to you guys way more than I open up to people I'm dating. It's easier. I don't know why. Maybe because it's like I'm talking into a camera, and then I talk to you guys as I see fit. It's less, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out in therapy, but I feel Mallory and where she's coming from, and my heart goes out to her on that sense, because all of the other cast members and her friends are like, she really did love him. Like, she really did. And it's hard for her to open up. They're like, it's hard for her to open up to me, and I'm one of her closest friends. Like, it's just hard for her. And she was like, I know I need to do better. Like, look what it's costing me. So it was, Sal left her at the altar, which again, I was surprised about, but he just wasn't feeling like he was getting what he needed from her. And so now here they are convening at this cabin in the woods, like some goddamn horror movie starting, which I'm sure for her, that's exactly what it felt like. I'm sure an axe murderer would have been a welcomed addition to the party. Just put me out of my misery. And I felt for her because truly seeing someone you used to love / currently love, I mean, it's obvious she still loves him and it's a painful thing that she's not over. I don't blame her, To see them with someone new, I had to turn the episode off, like, periodically. It was making me like sick to my stomach, like, for her. If you've been in that situation, there is truly maybe like 3 other worse feelings to have as you go through life. Like death of a pet, number 1, like unfucking bearable to see it. And I'm sorry, but the other cast members were being such dicks about it. They're like, oh my God, who is the new chick? Is it Jessica? It seems like that would be her name. They're like, welcome to the family. Oh my God, you guys are the cutest couple ever. Like, hashtag couple's name. Tell us about yourself. When did you know he was the one? I'm like, are you guys like, you're wondering why Mallory doesn't open up to you? Like, whose side are you on? You might be thinking, Shallon, it's not about sides. The hell it isn't. The hell it isn't. I don't want you to be my friend. Traitor, backstabber, Indian giver. We're going to talk in a minute about how your friends should act because you do need to brief them on this. Like, they need a directive of behavior, okay? Don't just send them in there freestyling. You have no idea what they're going to say. Oh my God, she's so not over you, but congratulations. Like, people cannot be winging it. This is not the time, okay? Let's talk about what Mallory did right and wrong. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. She was diplomatic, okay? She was neutral, and she didn't let anyone see her bleed. Now, this is a symptom of her larger issue, being an avoidant attacher, blah, blah, blah. But in these situations, it really works in your favor. It really works in your favor. She had a really good poker face. Like, she wasn't crying. She wasn't mean mugging. She wasn't going like over the top, like, I'm so happy for you, which always comes across as so fake. Everyone knows what you're doing. She really was like, she was playing it as cool and detached as she played their entire relationship. However, Mallory, could you have tried a little less in terms of your appearance? I'm sorry, girl, but what the fuck was that? What was that ratty day 2 of your period Amazon crew neck fucking sweatshirt that was one size too small, wasn't cute, and those whatever-ish jeans? I don't even want to know what was going on in your footwear. I don't even want to know. It doesn't matter. Your hair was frizzy. You weren't wearing any makeup. What was that, girl? I think Mallory's cute. She's kind of an around the way girl, but she's got that cute like J-Lo early years vibe. Mal, you gotta bring the heat, because you know who did bring the heat? Sal's new girlfriend. Was she not so obnoxious? First of all, she seemed like the kind of girl who would Google herself and like keep a lookout for people mentioning her in the press. Hi, welcome. You came across as very obnoxious. Like, you did. I mean, ooh, okay, you can try to spin this like, oh, I was coming in like big and bold and warm and like I wanted to connect with people. You're a theater person. Okay? We all know how you guys are. It's a lot. You're just so much. And also, I could see what you were doing. Like, I could see through what you were doing, which was trying so hard to show up Mallory. And I mean, it worked. It worked. You're trying to hijack the friend group and make everyone love you, which for whatever reason they did. I would have avoided you at all costs if I'd had to be at a party with you. Especially if, like, you were the new chick and my friend was the old chick. Like, fuck out of here. You're not getting any more hummus. Like, go eat a dick. But listen, girl, like, you came across as very abrasive, but I do have to give you snaps. Like, you brought the heat in terms of how you looked. You were glamorous. I mean, not as glamorous as us here. I just gotta say. You were really like on trend. Like, you really brought it. You were the pretty peacock in the yard. I will give you that. So A+ on that. Maybe just like tone it down a little bit, just a little bit. If for no other reason, respectfulness. Also, you didn't need to pull Mallory aside and be like, can I talk to you one-on-one? That was a bitch move. And if you thought anybody else thought it wasn't, well, Sal was like, I'm so proud of you. That was so big of you. And you're like, I know. The fuck it was. Snake. Okay? You were just trying to turn the screws. And you're like, I'm not threatened by you, like, at all. You theater people. You always show your ass in the end. Anyway, back to Mal. You may go now, Jessica. That's what your name is. I don't care. Mal. Get a blowout. Put a V-neck on. You got those big titties. Get them out. Like, listen. Whenever I've given this advice to my, shall we say, more granola friends, okay? You know what they always say to me? But that's really not me. I know, take a chance, be a woman, for Christ's fucking sakes. If not now, when? If not for purposes of revenge, for what? And here's the subtext. And not even some people straight said this to me. They're like, well, I can't compete with this new girl. She's glamorous, she's pretty, she's taller, she's thinner, whatever. Make no mistake, you are not actually competing with the new girl. You are in fact competing with the old version of you. You are competing with the girl he dumped. The last thing you want to do is have this man walk into a room and feel a sense of confirmation. I made the right choice. You want to sow the seeds of, oh, damn, she looks really good. It's better if that wasn't who you were, because then he's going to think, she's really like thriving without me, like booked and busy and glamorous and pretty peacock. Like, maybe I was holding her down. Maybe she didn't care enough to dress up for me. Maybe she's happier and better without me. Do I have to do everything around here? Like, do I need to spell this out? This is a war. This is strategy. I don't want it to be a war. Cool. So have fun sitting on the battlefield thinking you're not going to get shot. The war is raging. You being a conscientious objector in the middle of a siege doesn't really protect you from anything. Let's get off the war metaphor. I'm sorry. You need to try. You need to bring the heat. This is important if you actually aren't that person, because you need to, again, to sow the seeds of discontentment and doubt in his mind and just fuck him up. Come to fuck it up. This is even more important if he does have these positive memories of you being like glamorous and beautiful and the best blowjobs ever. Then you have something you got to live up to. Now, I'm not saying you need to come in a Marquesa gown and like this huge hair and makeup, but you kind of do. You need to try. You need to go buy a new outfit. You need to get the blowout. You need to have how many eyebrows? 2. How many mustaches? 0. Can we try that? Can we just start there? Get some Crest white strips. Shallon, you're sounding very shallow. I know that. If you want to move through life pretending looks don't matter, pretending grooming doesn't matter, pretending it doesn't matter, if you are trying to be the best version of yourself, good fucking luck out there. Good luck. Plop yourself down on that battlefield. See if you win. Report back. So excited to hear. If for no other reason, men are visual creatures. Men are visual creatures. All I want from all my exes is for them to be fat. Fat and bald and poor. Is that too much to ask? No. I feel a deep, deep sense of victory when I see someone I've dated or liked and they are ugly. Deep. I don't care what else they're doing. I don't care if they are colonizing life on Venus. If they're ugly, I win. Sorry. Am I shallow? Yeah. Guess what? So is most of the world. Get on board. Get the fucking memo. So, we know what Mallory needed to do. A blowout, perhaps an actual outfit that she didn't fish out of a bin somewhere. In terms of behavior, she did great. Well, sort of. She nailed the crucial part, which is unbothered. Like, she didn't look super bothered, but she also didn't look true unbothered, which is apathetic. Now look, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's apathy. I think she would have been smarter to go up to Sal and Queen Obnoxious, like, earlier on and be like, hey, it's so good to see you. I don't want anything to be weird. Come in, get some hummus. Not like you need any, but just get some hummus. Cankles. I would leave out the cankles part, but I would be saying it in my mind. But listen, the way we want to deal with exes, I call it the Kate Middleton effect. Kate Middleton, to me, like, embodies like poise and grace and like politeness, and just that warmth, but to a point. Like, she's charming and there's access, but to a point, she's always looking at children like, is that a macaroni art of me and the children? I love it. Yes, thank you. Oh, you grew these turnips. Bless your heart. They're beautiful. Of course we'll have them in a stew tonight. Thank you. Just so pleasant. And, oh, that's so nice, but I'm moving on now. Thank you. Have a lovely day. She's got a little bit of charm for everyone, but not a lot for anyone. It's truly how a celebrity acts. So when I run into an ex, that's how I am. Hello, yeah, how have you been? That's so nice. Well, I have to go shop for turnips. I'll see you later, bye. I'm in, I'm out. I have a smile that doesn't quite touch my eyes. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Okay. No one could accuse me of being rude, but they also really couldn't accuse me of being overly interested. I didn't ask any questions. Oh, okay, so nice to see you. Hope you're well. I don't ask, how are you? I say, I hope you're well. It's a wish. It's a statement. It's not a conversation. It's not an open door. It is me looking through that peephole. Hi, you can leave that emotional package on the door. Thank you. That's what it is. It's not, hello, I'm so glad you're here. And it's also not like peering out from a fortress, which is kind of what Mal did. What I think she also should have done was really get the rest of her friends on board. Like I said, I was just appalled at how ooey gooey they were towards Queen Obnoxious. I'm sorry, she doesn't deserve to be the queen of really anything. Let's call her Intern Obnoxious. For Intern Obnoxious, yeah, they were like, oh, like hashtag like couple's name. You guys are so cute. Welcome to the family. Oh my God. If I heard one of my best friends say that to my ex-fiance who left me at the altar, say that to his new girlfriend, someone going to jail tonight, I would never forgive them. Never. I would never speak to them again. I would never count them as a friend. To me, that is the ultimate betrayal. You know what I am? I'm a rider. You don't need to tell me twice. I have got you. If you tell me, hey, I don't like that person, great, I fucking hate him too. We're riding. Like, I am on your side. If you're my friend, that's it. And you know why? Because I expect that in return. I'm sorry, but like, these are my lines in the sand. Unless you have your own individual relationship with this person, all right, okay, fine. But if you don't know this bitch from Adam and you're like, well, maybe we should be nice, and it's not based in strategy, if there's not some long con we're executing, that's what you do. That's what a friend does. So to see these friends of Mallory's being so warm with Intern Obnoxious just drove me insane. But, you know, the onus is on Mallory to get everyone together and be like, listen, I am still fucked up about Sal, okay? This is truly a hellscape for me. The idea that he's going to walk in here tomorrow with somebody else and it's going to be on national television, international maybe. I really need your guys' support. Like, I don't need you to be like outwardly hostile to her. That's not part of the Kate Middleton thing. It's not part of the Kate Middleton thing. But please just don't be ultra effusive. Okay? Like, don't say that they're cute. Don't ask her a ton of questions. Like, please. Like, I don't want her to like run out of the room screaming, because that's only going to engender him to her more. Strategy. But please don't like embrace her like we're all friends, because we're not. And I don't want her to get that impression. I don't fucking like her. And look, it's not Queen Intern's fault. It's not the new person's fault they're walking into like an emotional snake pit. But fuck him. I'm talking to you. Like, I'm not talking to the new, fuck him. I have other videos on how to deal with your man's ex. And in those videos, like, the ex is the villain. The Mallorys are the villain. Not in this one. Okay? What I wouldn't do, pull her aside. I wouldn't do what Sal's girlfriend did, what intern obnoxious did, and be like, hey, I'm not threatened by you at all. I don't know, you kind of felt the need to point that out. Doth the lady protest too much? And you know, I do think there's something to be said for Mallory's lack of engagement seemingly in many areas of her life, like including her looks. Like, I think how we dress and our grooming is a real marker of where we are self-esteem wise, you know, for sure. Like, now that I'm thinner, I'm wearing literally like brighter colors. Like, I'm happier, you know? And so Mallory's like Eeyore outfits. That's kind of how she was in the relationship with Sal, just like there. I mean, you couldn't look at her and be like, she's disheveled. Like, well, she's not, but she's just kind of there. Look, like, fashion wise and grooming wise. Like, she's not doing anything wrong. She's not doing anything right. And these relationships, like, kind of like same. And even her behavior at the party, like, well, she wasn't doing anything like wrong, but I don't think she played it great. Like, ooh, like, yeah, like Mal really like did it. She's just kind of like drifting along. That can be tough in a relationship, you know, to form a connection, because it's like, a connection to what? What are you connecting to? I don't know. I think that there's something there. So look, in sum, if you're going to run into your ex, get a motherfucking blowout, get your nails done, wax that mustache, have 2 eyebrows. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Bring the heat. Keep the heat within, fine, your wheelhouse of what heat would possibly look like. Mine is like a little bit larger because I'm a glamour puss. Like, I am known for dressing up. It's not weird to see me dressed up in heels, trotting around with the Gucci bag, being like, nice new bitch, see you around. You know, that's not weird. If it is ultra weird for you, then don't do it, because it's going to come across as exactly what it is, which is a machination, which is strategy that is kind of backfiring. The thing with strategy, it only works if you can't see it. That's the only time it works. Think about a battle. Do you send your plans of attack to the other general? No, you don't. It's a surprise. It's a sneak attack. They don't know what's about to hit them. So it has to be, you have to be able to sell it. And truly, you have to feel sort of comfortable in what you're doing so that you're really selling it. Maybe start now. Maybe start the nice grooming process. Start taking care of yourself now, so that if and when you run into this person, you're ready and you're selling it. And this vibe of booked, busy, pretty peacock, he's like, oh, you're not going anywhere? Like, no, I'm just at Target getting my drinky drink. I'm going to cruise around Target, but it was good to see you. He's like, she wore that to Target. She looks good. She looks good in Target. She's got her iced oat milk latte with her pumpkin cold foam. The ice. She used to drink those when we were together, and she didn't look like that. She didn't look like that at Target. Is she going to see someone else? She have a Target date? Is she going to meet him in aisle 10? What the fuck? You want to fuck him up. Come to fuck it up. You want to do that. Whether or not you want him back is completely irrelevant. You truly sell it so much better if you don't, right? Like, hi, like the Kate Middleton effect goes, I mean, it pops in so much better. You're like, that's great. So nice to see you. Those turnips are calling my name. I gotta go, right? Rattling the ice. But if you do want him back, you have to divorce yourself from who it was he left. Why do you want to evoke that person? You want to dial up those good traits, dial down the ones that didn't really work. Okay. I shouldn't talk about this yet because we don't have an official release date, but since we're on the topic and it's just such a good segue. Okay. For the last year and a half, literally since March 2021, I have been working on something I'm so excited to release. And I think it's going to be out within the next few days to a week, which is a new Alpha Academy, a course, the 5-Step Manipulation Master Plan, a foolproof plan to get your ex back. Now look, this isn't just going to work on an ex. It's going to work on a fuckboy you want a relationship with, a situationship that you don't really know where this is going, a guy who is a long-term relationship who needs to see what's out there. Maybe someone you're dating or were dating and you really love them, but there was so much drama and a huge blow up and you really don't know how you can come back from that. Or maybe you met a really great guy and you kind of blew it. Maybe you weren't ready, you weren't your best self, whatever it was, and you just wish you could reset. You just literally wish you could do a do-over. I'll tell you how. I have been working on this with the help of psychologists, shadow work, Robert Greene information. I mean, everything I know, things from history. I workshopped this on myself and lots of other girls. It works. I will tell you step by step what to do today, what to do when he comes back, everything in between. I got you. So I am so excited to release. I'm vibrating. I'm so excited. It's just going to help so many people. I wish I had this. And truly, and when I go through breakups, as I have last year, I go back to my own plan and I run the steps. I work the steps and it works. It works. Now look, you don't even have to hang on to these guys because sometimes you kind of come to realize it's not really about getting them back and having a relationship. You might not want to admit this to yourself. Sometimes it's just about winning. Sometimes it's just about knowing you have the power. You are deciding whether you're not together, not them. It's not on their terms all the time anymore. You want to get that decision. You'll do it. You'll do it. It's so good. You guys, it's so fucking good. It's so it's just evil enough that they won't know what hit them. I'm so excited. Okay, I'll keep you guys posted on that. Let me know what you think about Sal and Mallory. Do you think she played it right? Tell me, when you've run into exes, how did it go? What did you deem a success? What felt like it was a failure? What's your strategy for dealing with exes? Do you have your own version of the Kate Middleton effect? Oh, so nice to see you. Turnips. Or do you have a different way of interacting with people? Because look, like I said at the beginning, no matter how you feel about the ex, the breakup, the new chick, you employ the Kate Middleton effect no matter what. No matter what. You look unbothered, you look booked, you look busy. Pretty peacock. Okay? Because remember, the opposite of love isn't hate. It's apathy. It's Kate Middleton. I'll see you later, Shalligators. We're going to be back for more in a few days. So excited about this course. And don't forget, Evil Week is just around the corner. I'll see you later.